shit. There we go. All right, my bad. I had my mic muted. All right, how we sounding? How we sounding? We should be able to see the sound now. I had the mic muted. I was stressing the hell out. We sound good now? See what's going on. All right. I was stressing the hell out. I'm like, what the hell is going on with this? I'm always having issues. All right, let me clean this up a little bit, and then we're gonna get right to it nice and quick. All right. But in the meantime, hit the like button, retweet it out. All right, because we're just gonna go right into it. All right. All good now. What's good, everybody? Hey, man, it's good rocking out with you. Shout out to the chat who we got up in here. You got Nell Bat, Ice Queen, good looking out. Thank you for showing up. Cunt Girls, been a while, homegirl. Thanks for rocking out. Lays, what's up? Beyond Mall. Efrain Gonzalez, what's good? You know, you got 1985 out here. Anel. All right. Sorry about the little stuff, you know, miscommunication and stuff, technical difficulties. Thug Nasty. Aquí tranquilo, hermano. Top Dog. Jose Reyes. Phil Mike Hunt. Chaos. Deacon. Rafe the Emperor. What's up? Thanks for rocking out. Thanks for showing up. You know, I hope you enjoyed the topics I'm about to talk about. Big Cloud Gaming. What's good? Thank you for rocking out, Benjamin. All right. Damn, Oscar Gonzalez with that $20 super chat. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. And with for that, I'm definitely gonna try to make this interesting, have good conversation. Not just report the news and repeat stuff that you could just read on any website. But I'm gonna try to do is just give my thoughts about those three topics and give my opinions on that stuff. All right. But again, if you don't mind, hit the like button and retweet this out on your favorite social media platform. I would truly appreciate it. You really said his name. That's cool. I don't know what the joke is that. But again, thank you, Oscar. Appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the support. Thank everybody for the support. You know, just for showing up, for rocking out, whether it's super chat or just, you know, enjoying the chat, you know, giving your inputs. Shout out to all the moderators. I truly appreciate you guys doing your thing and cleaning up, making sure everything is on the up and up. Let me look at this, you know. All right, so I truly appreciate everything. All right, so everybody, you know, hopefully the stream is good, the sound is good, the levels is good. You know, grand opening, grand closing is your boy Puertorock77. All right, your only friend these YouTube streets, back at you with a live stream. I know it's been a while, been doing a lot of work, a lot of gaming. Just couldn't find the time as much as I wanted to, but now I got the time, right? So let's get right into it. You see the first thing on the image right here. Last of Us Part 2 media event. September 24th, 2019, right? Pretty simple, all right? Have a couple of questions that I wasn't able to get clarifying answers. Like, number one, is this a private event for the media or are they going to live stream it, right? I hope they live stream it to give, you know, information. This is probably, you know, if you look at the remainder of the gen, you know, before PlayStation 5 releases, before the new consoles releases, this is probably one of the few biggest exclusives that we have remaining across all platforms. You know, one of the few, you know, this is definitely the biggest in my opinion, right? So with that, you got to go big, you got to go hard. Sony's got to go hard. They got to give us more information, right? Number one information we all want, release date. I think that alone would just make us happy. If Sony just be like, hey, welcome to the media event, and Last of Us is coming out on this date. Thank you very much. Goodbye. That's more than enough for everybody, right? Me joking, okay? But that's got to be the number one. The number one thing that got to come out of this media event is when is the game going to come out? When is it going to launch? That's it, right? With that, there's two discussions, right? Does it come out before PS5 or does it come out during the launch of the PS5? That's the question a lot of gamers have. Some gamers wanted to launch with the PS5, so that way when they get their PS5, they could play the game at its best visuals, at its best graphics, just at its best, right? With PS5 hardware, and that's assuming if Sony brings out PlayStation 5 enhancements. Because you gotta understand this. Do not confuse what happened last gen or this gen in the beginning with the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. Two different architectures, so they had to make two different builds. The PlayStation 4 build gets a little bit better than the PlayStation 3 build. The PlayStation 5 is backwards compatible, so you won't see a PlayStation 5 build. What you will see is the PlayStation 4 version working on the PlayStation 5 version. By default, that's what it is. Unless Naughty Dog creates enhancements to take advantage of the PlayStation 5, kind of like what Microsoft did with the Xbox, and then you have the Xbox One X enhancements. If you don't get those enhancements, it's a standard PlayStation 4 game, maybe PlayStation 4 Pro bit of enhancement, you know? They will have to uniquely do something to truly maximize the performance of the game with the PlayStation 5 platform. So that's the argument, right? That's argument number one. Argument number two, the opposite side is no, release the game as soon as possible. I'm more on that team. I'm team, let me play the game now. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to give you the reasons why. If we wait till PlayStation 5, that's only going to impact the minority of gamers. Right now, you have 100 million gamers, right? You're going to get at least 10 million gamers, 12 million gamers, 13, I would say even 15 to 16 million gamers that's going to play The Last of Us 2, right? The amount of gamers that's going to play this game are not going to get the PlayStation 5 that fast. It's going to take over a course of a year and a half to reach 15 million sales. So I don't see the sense in the majority of gamers that want to play The Last of Us 2 waiting for the PlayStation 5 when they already own the console that they're going to play it on. You know, it's really the minority day one launch console owners. And I'm going to get the PlayStation 5 day one, but I don't want to wait to play The Last of Us 2 for it. I don't want to wait that long, you know. The way I see it, launch the game first, launch the game, you know. Those that want to play at its best, then you guys wait to the PlayStation 5 and play other games in the meantime. And then when the PlayStation 5 comes out, then you go get the game and play it. You know, those that want to play the game, we're going to get the game day one. We don't want to wait till the PlayStation 5. There's no sense, okay? Especially if the game's ready, it doesn't make sense just to hold it, all right? The game is still going to be there when the PlayStation 5 launches. And if you really want to play the best version, then don't play it when the game comes out. Just don't play it. Wait until it comes out on PlayStation 5, then you play it on that platform, you know? But for the rest of us that just can't wait and don't want to wait all the way up to November 2020, we want to play the game as soon as possible, you know? That's just my opinion on that situation, right? But that's number one that we should see at that event, okay? So what are other things they could possibly show? Single player, I'll be honest, I really don't want them to talk about the single player. I mean, they could. I'm just going to skip any information on that. I'm going to go kind of like on a blackout. We already seen, or I'm not going to say we. In my opinion, I think there was more than enough single player content that's been shown. If you want to see more, I guess, see more. But I think I think it gets to the point where now you're just spoiling the game. You know what I mean? If they release more single player footage, I'm going to just stay away from the single player footage because I don't want the game spoiled. I think enough is enough. If they do release more footage, I'm just going to ignore it because I don't want the game spoiled. I think I see more than enough of The Last of Us or what I'm happy about, right? Which leads to the next point, the multiplayer, right? Possibly the best multiplayer that Naughty Dog created between Uncharted and The Last of Us 2. Very unique, very fun. They'll probably show that. I think they should show that. And the question is, are they going to show anything more? Are they going to talk about DLC content, more single player campaign? I think they should make it, you know. Is there going to be new multiplayer modes and stuff like that? They might address those things within the game, which I think they should because they haven't talked about any of those modes for those that want the multiplayer. Is there potential that the single player campaign can involve co-op? You know, where you could do the story cooperatively. You never know. You never know if there's any new introduction of characters. Shout out to Carlos. What's going on, brother? Shout out to everybody up in here. Thank you for rocking out in the super chat. Again, if you don't mind, hit the like button and retweet this out on your favorite social media platform, and we get the conversation going. Yeah, all right? So those are the main things for me that I would like to see in a media event. I would like to see number one priority, if for anything else, right? Release date. You gotta have the release date. That is number one, right? Number two, if for other people, most likely they're gonna talk about single player. But number three, I think in fact, I think this is more important than a single player because I think we've seen enough of single player is to push out the multiplayer modes and the other modes for the other players, for everyone else that's interested in that, all right? And then also talk about any new stuff if it's been implemented. I think they did implement new stuff. They should. It's a sequel, so you should always try to make it bigger and better, right? The Ruham, what's going on, brother? Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for rocking out, all right? Hope you enjoy this. So that's my take. You let me know what you think. Hit me up in the chat. Let me know what you expect. But I think to cover it all, release date, talk about the single player, multiplayer, right? Talk about the future DLC content, which I think they should have DLC content. And if they're going to talk about any new characters and the possibility of co-op in a single player game. Just 50-50 on that. Some people may not like it because it could potentially ruin the single player experience. That is true. It could potentially do that. Hopefully, if Naughty Dog does implement co-op, they have the ability to still make the single player campaign amazing. You know what I mean? Hopefully they do that. All right. The next thing I want to talk about is this right here. All right. Boom. Okay. So as you see right there, Gears of War 5. I'm gonna give you my initial impressions, and we're gonna talk about this whole Metacritic thing, right? That everybody's having a heart attack, right? So my initial impression is it's a great game. All right. So far, only been playing the campaign. I think I'm close to Act 3. Great game so far. You know, and I said before, Gears of War 4, my two favorite games on Xbox One this gen has been Gears of War 4 and Cuphead. Those are my two favorite ones, right? And Gears of War 5, I think, is better than Gears of War 4. What's up, Hellspawn? Thank you for rocking out. So, you know, Saying Shy 24, Lomax, Savage, what's good? Dispatch Gaming, Blanco, you know, thank you for showing up to the chat. Appreciate for rocking out with me, right? I think Gears is a very good game. Gears of War 5 is a very good game, all right? I'm liking the battles. I'm liking the gameplay. It's classic Gears, right? I like the open world segment, you know, change the monotony of just, you know, direct level. I like kind of like the attempt at the open world. Not a lot, you know, and I think this is Act 2, right? Act 2 is the open world part. Now, it's semi-open world. It's not fully open world. It's semi, you know, region. You go through a little here. Not a lot to it. So it's not like, oh, my God, this changes the game. It's not really a game changer. I think it's a right stepping stone for the future of the franchise. I think they're heading in the right direction. The open world, mostly just ice mountains and a little bit of spots here and there. So it's not big thing, but it is nice. It's a good implementation. It's a good direction. It's a good way forward. I enjoy it. And the shooting's good. The character's good. Graphics, I'm playing on the OG Xbox One, the Halo 1 terabyte edition. But it looks good, all right? I know other people are talking about best graphics of the gen, but I would imagine those are the PC gamers and the One X gamers. For what the console that I have is doing, the graphics are really good. For the version of the I'm playing, it is good graphics. I wouldn't say best graphics in the gen. At least with this, I would imagine maybe on the One X or on PC, totally different experience. Bells and whistles, 4K graphics. Maybe especially those who are on PC that can max it out, ultra settings, stuff like that. I can only imagine how the game looks. My only thing with that is just the Unreal Engine. And the guys are like, you know, when you look at the guys, all of them look like Batista. They're all huge. And, you know, that's the one thing I never really liked about Gears. They're all bulky. Everybody in the game is just bulky. They all look like Lawrence Taylor type guys. You know, there's no, even like, if you play the game, the professor that builds Jack, even he's Diesel. Like, everybody's just D's in that game. Roided up. Like, nobody has, like, even the women are like brolic. Like, everyone's brolic. They made the game to where everyone is just cock D's on steroids, which there's no, you know what I mean? Am I bugging out? You get it, right? I'm looking at the chat right now, so if you see me on the screen, it's because I'm looking at the chat. You know, like everyone's just cock diesel. Like everybody's CrossFit. Like, you know, it's like watching WWE. That's the one thing I never really liked about the franchise since inception. Everybody looks like a linebacker. Everybody. There's no unique shape. There's no guys that are. Everybody's just cock diesel in that game. Everybody. You know, it just bugs me out. But overall, I mean, everybody says I'm bugging out. Just take a look at the game. Maybe some of you ain't noticed, but look, like everyone's fucking diesel in that game. You know, everyone's like born with steroids from birth. Like everyone, even the guys who don't fight, they're solid. They're jacked. All of them are jacked, which is weird. All of them had like these thick, like these thick necks and shit. They're like, like all of them, even the guys that don't fight, look like they fight. Like shit. Anyway, so that's cool. So overall, the game is good. I'm having fun. I'm loving it. After I beat the single player, I'll rock out with the multiplayer. I'll probably do like the horde mode. I'm playing the game right now on experience, which is one level below insanity, right? And the reason why I didn't went straight to insanity, because I wanted to save that if I wanted to do like a run through with somebody, like a co-op, like running through co-op wise with somebody. I'll play that with on insanity mode. The only reason why I didn't pick it, I picked one level. I didn't want to go normal because I wanted a challenge, so I picked experience, and I'm playing the game by myself. So I think that's a good medium balance. And then if I'm able to run it through with somebody, do it on insanity mode. My biggest issue, I ain't gonna say my biggest issue, but one issue I have so far with the game is, and it's not the game itself, I would have to say Coalition. They didn't adjust the AI to notice the difference between when you're playing the game by yourself and when you're playing the game with another human. You know, you're playing with your friends. And I will tell you why. So, for example, there was this one part in Act 2 where you have to cross the bridge and your robot Jack, he's carrying some liquid, right? And the liquid's at 100%, but as, the locusts start attacking them, it goes down to 0, and if it goes down to 0, it blows up, right? Okay. If you're playing with a friend and your friend is carrying that, thing, right? I would imagine, they're playing the role of Jack and they're carrying it. They would probably stay behind us, stay in cover while the other two guys are shooting, killing out the locusts, right? That's what they would do, right? If you're a player. But when you're by yourself and you're playing the campaign, your partner and the Jack, they're AI controlled. Why is that stupid robot charging the line? Like the robot's just going gung-ho, like tip of the spear. And I'm like, what the fuck is this robot doing? Like, are you retarded? Like, you can't fight, you're carrying this thing and everybody's attacking you and you're in the middle of the map standing there. Like, get the fuck back. Like, you know what I'm saying? And because of that, the game knows to attack the robot. So everybody's attacking the robot. So I gotta go in like John Rambo and just try to fucking kill somebody before they kill the robot, which I had to go through like 5 or 6 times and get it right. Because Jack decided to just, fucking tally ho, I'm gonna go up in there and just stand here and get shot. Which didn't make sense. That was annoying. So shit like that where the game doesn't recognize you're playing by yourself versus you're playing with a team, So little shit like that is annoying. I wish, and maybe it hasn't, I didn't notice. I wish the game was like Mass Effect in the sense that, Mass Effect, you have your 2 AIs, right? But you can tell them, hey, stand right there. And they go stand right there and they don't move until you tell them, right? You tell them stand right there and defend, they're going to stand right there and defend. I wish they implemented that type of control in Gears. Like when you're playing by yourself and you have your 2 AIs, you can point where you want your AI. Like Jack, I would have told him, hey, Jack, get your ass back there and stay the fuck back there. Don't come out until I tell you to. That I think they needed to implement that. That would have been stuff like that. But overall, the game is good. The game is good. It's good. It's Gears, obviously, but that's a good thing. It's a solid game. They refined it. I know there's a video out talking about little details in terms of like breaking statues, and there's a lot of things. I about the game that the past Gears had. And this will lead me to my next point is, I think Coalition may have the talent to make a better game, but the only way they're going to get to that point is if they make a new IP. Gears is Gears. They can only do so much with it, right? They can make it good. They can make it a great Gears, but they have to still stay in the confines of Gears, right? And if they're trying to improve in one area, for example, 60 frames, right? This is, I think, the first Gears which is locked at 60 across everything, right? That means concessions had to be made, you know, as compared to other games, other Gears games, which was locked at 30. You know, doubling the frame rate, something's got to give, right? So to me, and me personally, when I look at the past Gears and this Gear, I prefer this Gears in terms of the gameplay because it's a smooth 60. It's a much smoother experience versus the other ones. Yes, the other ones had little details, more blood, more destruction. The one thing I do wish this Gears had was the weight behind the gun. So I admit that. I do miss that. This game, and I don't know if I noticed it much on Gears 4, but the weight behind the gun, like when you shoot the gun, it's like you this shit's shooting, right? It doesn't feel like that. You know, you're like playing it, it's like all right, whatever. You know, I mean, it's not that crazy. But when I saw that video on Gears 2, you know, when Phoenix was just like, and you see the bullets like it looked like John Rambo shit, I was like, man, I miss that. Like, you know what? I do miss that. I miss that crazy, like crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? But overall, the game is a great game so far, right? I'm not going to give no score, no views or anything like that because I want to finish the campaign. I want to, you know, like me, when I want to finish the campaign. And I know a big part of the game is the multiplayer. So I'm going to rock out with like the Horde mode. I'm going to try out all the modes and see how it is. And then once I'm done with everything, I'll give you my Gears 5 review, all right? I know a lot of people gave their Gears 5 review like within the first day. I don't know how they're able to do that. Them dudes is crazy. You know what I'm saying? El Matador, thank you for the super chat. Gears series should have stopped after 3. Shaking my head. I don't know. I think it's good. I think it's really good, you know. But without a draft, you know, and that's my concern with Uncharted. Do we really need an Uncharted 5? At a certain point, you can only do so much and you got to move on, you know. It's not like Mario. You know, it makes you wonder, how the hell did Mario and Zelda last so long, right? Well, when you think about it, though, Mario and Zelda, they never really maintained the story. It's almost like a remix. It's always telling similar story or whatever. They just redesigned the game. So I guess that's probably why Mario and Zelda always survive. Because when you think about it, the games are always redone new. Gameplay mechanics, it's just always a new game. It's just same characters, but completely new games, you know? So I could say that, you know, they always change up those games, all right? Gears, you can't really do that. You have to continue the story and stick with the story. Same thing with Uncharted. You're not going to redo the story like if it's a Spider-Man movie, you know? So that would be interesting, right? But anyway, so far, solid game. If you get the chance to play it. If for anything else, $2 Ultimate Game Pass, $2 for 2 months. That's how I did it. So I got Ultimate for $2, which includes gold. So I'm able to play the multiplayer. I already canceled the subscription, so I'm not going to get, you know, recharged or anything. But not bad, $2. But different conversation. But I'm enjoying the game. I'm really enjoying the game. You know, it's a great game. All right? The Metacritic, though. This... Woo! Woo! You know, for dudes that don't care about Metacritic, they sure get butthurt about it. Oh my God. I swear to God, gaming community is hilarious. Wow. So, a couple of weeks ago, before the Metacritic came out, and the previews, right? Keep in mind, reviews don't count, but previews do, right? When Gears 5 was being previewed, so much hype, you know, 90 plus Metacritic, solid game of the year for 2019, based on previews, right? Fast forward to now, 85, 86 Metacritic, right? And it's probably not going to change much. You might top out at 87 because at this point, when I made the screenshot, I was at 54. There's too many low scores for it to bump up to 90. I mean, in order to get to 90, you probably need like 20 or 30. You need about 20 or more perfect scores. It's not going to get that many. You know, it doesn't even have 20 perfect scores now. Let alone get 20 more, right? So now, reviews don't matter. They're back to, well, it's my personal opinion. Here's the thing, all right? Number one, most of the time with the Metacritic, especially if you're on Twitter, it's just trash talking. If you go out there and put yourself out there, hyping the game 90 plus Metacritic game of the year, and let's go there. This happened and that happened, people are going to talk trash. You hype 90 and you get this, right? You see that? You got this? People are just going to come at you trash. By no means is the game bad. It's a great game. But the trash talk is not really the merit of the game. It's more on the merit of people are just going to talk trash for you opening your mouth. You know, you put your foot out, you open your mouth, you know, now you got to eat this crow. That's all it really is, right? It's talking trash, right? Some people understand that. Some people it's just trash talking and, you know, they brush it off. It's just trash talking. But then you got people who take it serious. And those are the funny ones. Because I'm like, yo, it's not that serious. And you know the ones that come out, oh, don't let these people ruin the game. Oh, these people should just shut the fuck up because they're just ruining it for everybody else. Let people enjoy this game. And I'm like, you tripping, all right? Let's call it what it is. I cannot see anybody not being able to enjoy their game because of what people are saying on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? It's just people on Twitter. Most of those people you don't even know, right? Don't confuse them with, oh, I've been talking to this guy on Twitter for a long time. No, you don't really know the person. Unless you're calling them and then you decide to hang out or you met up at E3 or some other game convention and now you like hang out. Besides just Twitter, you actually like hang out. That's one thing. But if you're just seeing words from random people that you never talked to before, how the hell is anything they are saying preventing you from enjoying a game or even helping you enjoy a game? You know, you playing the game will decide if you enjoy the game, not whatever people say on Twitter, okay? If somebody says, oh my God, Gears is the best game ever, how is that person helping you enjoy the game? Doesn't make sense. You enjoying the game or not enjoying the game comes down to one thing, you playing it. If you're playing it, are you enjoying the game? Oh yeah, I like playing it. Then there you go. Somebody on Twitter that you've never seen before or you so happen to come across your timeline for the first time ever, oh my God, Puertorock77 is talking shit. Stop talking shit and let me enjoy the game. Motherfucker, you don't know me. You never saw me ever. And until today, you never read my timeline. So how am I preventing you from enjoying the game? Like, a lot of people are way too sensitive on just comments on Twitter, regardless of what it is, right? No one on Twitter is stopping you from enjoying the game, right? No one on Twitter is helping you enjoy the game. Buy the game, rent the game, Game Pass the game, play the game, and that will tell you if you're enjoying it or not, regardless of the Metacritic score, regardless of what people are saying. You know, it is what it is, right? As far as Metacritic, people are like, oh, journalism sucks, can't trust these reviews. You guys got to understand the difference between journalism and game reviews, right? Game reviews is not necessarily journalism in the way you think, right? I don't care what product it is, whether it's movies, food, or games, journalism is someone with their own personal opinion reviewing the game based on their personal review. It's their own personal outlook, right? Reviewers across the industry don't have this rubric or some 10 commandments of reviews. This is how you review the game. You will only review it this way. No. Every reviewer reviews games based on their own personal bias. That's it. It's all subjective opinion, okay? Right? The only exception, and they're not really a review, is like Digital Foundry, where they try to break down the technical performance. That you could say, okay, it's kind of objective because they're using test equipment and they're trying to break down the techniques, all right? But as far as a review who tries to break down the game and try to show whether this game is enjoyable or not enjoyable based on how this game is made, that's subjective. And every review is going to be different. Some are going to absolutely hate Gears, right? And that's their opinion, right? As a reviewer. And some people can say, oh my God, how could the reviewer give this game a 50 or 60 or 70? You know, and Gears is not the only game that got that. Horizon Zero Dawn got like 50. Uncharted got like 40, right? But it's because of that specific reviewer. They did not like the game. And guess what? There are people that do not like Uncharted. There are people that do not like The Last of Us. There are people that cannot stand Gears. So those guys gravitate to those reviewers because they have similar tastes. They think on the same wavelength. While on the flip side, you got guys who think Gears of War 5 is the greatest game ever, so they give it 100. And then you have people, gamers, who think the same way. Gears of 5 is the best game of the gen. Reviews are all opinions, right? Metacritic, the site itself, is not even really a review site. Metacritic is actually a site that aggregates other sites' reviews and averages it out. That's all Metacritic does. Metacritic doesn't really review games. Metacritic just says, hey, we're going to take everybody else's review and compile it on an average. That's all it is. It's just going to take all these reviews, compile it into one average, and boom. This is the average rating of the game based across X amount of reviewers. So in Gears of War 5 case, based on the personal opinions of 54 unique reviewers, the game is averaging to 86, which is a great score when you think about it. You know, it's in the upper tier, right? And that's all Metacritic is. It's not the end all be all, right? And it's not going to totally decide if you're going to like a game or not. At the end of the day, your own personal experience with the game is going to decide if you really like the game or not. Look at me. I like Anthem. And that game's like rated a 60. And I like the game. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy Anthem. It has issues. Doesn't have a lot of content. But I still enjoy the game because I love the open flying part. You know, and there's a lot of stuff that I do like about it. It is rated 60. You know? It is what it is. All right? I didn't enjoy Red Dead Redemption 2. I can't stand the game. And that game's like a what, 97? 98? Right? And I bought the $79 edition. You know, because I'm big on Rockstar Games. I think they're one of the top developers. So I buy their games day one, pre-order, top of the line. I have no issues doing that. Until Red Dead 2 came out and I played it. And I'm like, fuck, this game sucks. Right? So now, the next Rockstar game, I'm going to be a little bit cautious because Red Dead 2 is the most expensive game I bought this gen. And it's by far the one I hate. I think Red Dead 2 sucks. The controls is garbage. You know, Kaiser, thank you for the super chat. He says, the one detail that everyone is overlooking about The Last of Us Part 2 media event is that it's behind closed doors. So if it is behind closed doors and we can't get any info, that's going to suck. At least I hope after the event is done, they could say, hey, the event's over. Last of Us 2 official release date, this date. It's going to suck if we don't get anything out of it. It's really going to suck, right? We really need these release dates for that, right? But anyway, overall, Metacritic, to the game is over. Most people use it to talk shit. It's a collection of opinions. Ultimately, your opinion is what's going to decide if you like a game or not, right? Someone asked if and I saw it earlier in the chat, if I think Coalition is on Naughty Dog's level, and that is an absolute no. No. They need to stop that. They need to stop, and it's not a knock on Coalition, but they need to stop comparing Coalition with Naughty Dog. Like, just stop. They're not even close yet, all right? Number one, Naughty Dog has done Crash Bandicoot, right? Jak and Daxter, Uncharted franchise, The Last of Us, and rumor has it they're working on a new IP, a sci-fi IP, right? Coalition is just Gears, and only some members were part of the original team. So in reality, Gears is really Cliffy B's game. That's his baby, right? He's not there no more. He's not part of Epic. Whatever. Coalition. Epic sold the IP to Microsoft, and Microsoft formed up Coalition. So this is not even their unique game. If anything, the studio was built because of the game, vice the studio creating the game. You understand what I'm saying? It's not their game. It's their game in terms of because it was bought, but this is Cliffy B's baby. That they're raising another kid, somebody else's kid, right? That's pretty much what they're doing. It's not their title. It's not their IP they built from the ground up. They need to build their own IP to start heading towards the path of Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog, Crash Bandicoot was a hit. Jak and Daxter was a hit. Uncharted hit. The Last of Us. They have too many great stuff. And then there's other games before all those games where they go through their trials and tribulations. They create a couple of whack games. You have to go through your trials, right? But I don't see why anyone would be, Coalition just like Naughty Dog. No. Like, how about we wait till Coalition actually creates their own IP and see if that's successful. Do your own shit first. Until you do your own shit, there's no way I'm going to compare them to Naughty Dog. They're never going to be on Naughty Dog's level, right? I mean, fuck. Even Killzone, right? Like, even Guerrilla makes their own shit. Like, Killzone's their baby, right? And despite that, they made Horizon Zero Dawn. Completely different IP. Open world RPG. These guys create their own stuff. Coalition, to start putting them in that upper top tier developers, they have to show the world this is what we do based on our own talent, our own ideas, our own vision for new IP. They got to do that first. If they don't do that, if all they do is Gears of War, if all they do is Gears, and that's the only thing that will ever come out of that studio, to me, there's a cap on that. You're capped out, and in order to break out of that cap, you have to raise the bar. And raising the bar is a new IP. Like, for example, Playground Games, right? They're making an open world RPG. They're breaking out of that cap. They're stepping into a whole new world, and they're elevating themselves, So that studio, Forza Horizon's been a great franchise, but now they're tackling a totally different genre. And if that game comes out and is fantastic, to me, they'll be better than Coalition. They will have a leg up, not just a leg up, but they will definitively be better than Coalition in my eyes. If Playground's next game is hot, in my opinion, that'll be Microsoft's number one studio. If Playground Games RPG, rumor has it is Fable, or maybe whatever. But their next project, it's a big killer project, and it's a compelling game. Microsoft's number one studio is Playground. Period. Not Coalition, not 343, no. Because they broke out of the box. That's what you got to do, You can't just stay in the box and just keep making games that somebody else invented. Because even 343, yes, the studio's named after Halo, but Bungie created Halo. I'm sorry, that's just how it is, right? Anyway, let me talk about one last topic before we move on, before we end the stream, and it's this right here. All right. So hopefully you guys could see it. Let me fix it up a little bit. And we're going to fix it up. Okay, so if you see right here, there's an article 4G247 released. And it said the top 400 women in eSports combined earn less than half what the top man makes. All right? So, what we got here? Let me see something. So far, thank you everybody. Hey, again, thank you for rocking out. If you don't mind hitting the like button and tweeting it out, we're almost on. We're gonna recap this with the last topic, but let me look at this article. I'll post the link. I'll fix up the description up towards the end of the podcast. But this talk about, so if you're into politics or, just social news about social, one of the big topics is the gender pay gap, meaning across the industry, women earn less than their counterpart men that's in the same position, right? And for a lot of cases in a lot of sectors, that holds true, right? Where I disagree with that thought process or with that point and narrative is areas where it's clearly not because it's men and women. And in this case, we'll use gaming for this example, right? So this article released talking about gender pay gap, and it's a long article, but it says, right here, the figures reveal a chasm between men and women earning. The figures reveal a chasm between men and the women, with women earning on average around 14% less. And wait, what is this? Oh no, this UK game industry. Oh no, this is a different article. Hold up, this ain't. Where's the game one? Damn it. Gender pay gap. Damn it. Where's the article? eSports, gender pay gap, eSports. Because this one, the article I was talking about is eSports. So let me see. There we go, got it. This came out a day ago. Oh man, so let me see. Okay, this came out a day ago. There you go. So this article. So yeah, I posted a picture of the correct article, but I was reading the wrong one. Okay, so here we go. Got it. So it says, for people who deny there's a gender pay gap, I present to you Exhibit 4,200,493,920. And I'm gonna have to disagree with that. This ain't a good one. But it says, adding up the winnings. Now, keep in mind, that's an important term. Add up the winnings of the top 400 women esports, and the total is less than half of what the top male esports pro has earned on his own. Now, to explain that, I'm going to read to you. All right. In women esports, the top two players total earning are Sasha Scarlett Houston at $333,456.35 and Catherine Mystic Gunn at $122,000. The top 400 women combined have earned $3,030,000. So pretty much $3 million, right? Okay. The top male earner by himself is Dota 2 player Johan Sunstein, who has won $6,889,591 from tournaments. So he by himself earned $6.8 million, while the top 400 women combined has earned $3 million, right? So they're saying this is a huge wage gap between men and women in esports, okay? Now here's my problem though. If you read there, it says, add up the winnings. Winnings. Right? So this isn't a male-female wage gap. It's just simply the males are winning more than the females. And because of that, the males are earning more money. I was looking to see, are there tournaments or esports tournaments where women are not allowed to participate in or something to that nature? And I was looking into that, but no. All these esports that the males are, the women are. Like, for example, the top earner, I'll go back to his name. What's his name again? I'll look down. Excuse me for a minute. His name is Johan Sudstein, he's the top male earner. He plays Dota 2. There are females that play Dota 2 in these tournaments. They're just not winning as much as he is. So how is that a male-female thing? I don't get it, you know? In this case, you earn money by winning tournaments. So what is this article supposed to, what is this article trying to do? Like, the women have to win more tournaments. And the more tournaments they win, the more money they get. That's just really it. It's not, there are cases throughout the industry, even within the gaming industry, that there's a gender wage gap, you know. For example, let's say like game developers and stuff like that. Whatever they do, you know, whether they do physics, music, sound, animation, you know, there's scenarios where women are equally just as good or have done even more, a better job in certain sectors of gaming, such as animations, physics, whatever, but yet their male counterparts earning more money, despite the fact that the woman is better. Yeah, there's cases like that. That is understandable. You know what I'm saying? But this is not it. Esports is not it, because esports is a competition. You win the competition, you win the money. That's it. It doesn't matter. There's no gender. In fact, I would say esports is possibly the most gender agnostic sport there is, you know? Because for the most part, it's reflexes in this sport. You know, it's not like football, basketball, where muscles come into play, testosterone, you know. It's more reflexes and stuff like that, right? And everybody has access, you know, as long as you have the money, have access to the games, to the equipment. If anything, I would say esports is more, what's the word? It has to deal more with money than it does with, well, skills is an important part. But like, for example, if you got a gamer who's really good, but he's poor, so he can't afford $200 headsets, can't afford the pro controller, or can't afford the pro fighting stick, can't afford the pro mouse and keyboard, stuff like that, then that gamer is at a disadvantage next to another good gamer, but that good gamer has the top of the line headset, has the best controller, you know, scuff controller and stuff like that. You know, things that also help you give a competitive advantage. Have the monitor, you know, with lower millisecond, you know, stuff like that. I would say that is probably the bigger issue. You know, pro gamers that are poor versus pro gamers that have the funding and the money. But as far as gender, as gamers say, get good. Just get good. Win more tournaments. You win more tournaments, you get more money, you know. Overall, it's articles like these that to me hurt the argument about gender gap, wage gap, then helps it, you know. So if you're a gender pay wage advocate, right, you have to make a smart argument. You can't just take every single scenario and just put it all in the same bucket. You have to look at the scenario. You have to look at the merit of the point. Whoever this author, the author is by Kirk McKeon. That's the author's name. Kirk, you kind of screwed up. With this article, you probably hurt the movement more than help it, because it only took me 5 minutes to be like, wait a minute, this doesn't sound right. It only took like 5 minutes to put two and two together. It took me 5 minutes to figure that out, which is a lot faster than you actually typing this out, proofreading it, and then putting it online. This, to me, this journalist, you should have realized, yeah, there's no story here, all right? Because there isn't. There is no story, you know. Kirk, you should have done a better job. Next time, do better research. And I don't think you need a lot of research, because like I said, I read your article, and in 5 minutes, it didn't make sense. You even wrote some key phrases in your article. Add up the winnings, not add up the salary, you know. You add up the winnings. Yes, women are earning less. Why? Well, they're not winning as much. Well, there you go. earn more, win more, earn more. Pretty, like my man said, buck that. He said, Kurt, get good, right? And that's all I got to say with that, right? But since it's been a while, right, I'm going to open up the next 10 minutes to Q&A. I know you guys like that, so I'm going to hook y'all up. Q&A, I know I haven't made a video or anything in about a week. Haven't went live in almost 2 weeks, I think. So we're going to open up to Q&A. Hit me up with the questions right now. And let me know whatever questions, right? Hopefully I can answer them. But hit me up right now before we move on and close out the show with that, with the support. So hit up with the Q&A. So what's up? What you got for me? I do this because I'm your only friend in these YouTube streets. All right? Pepperoni or pineapple pizza? Pepperoni. Listen. Enough with the pineapple. Like, stop it. It's just not right. All right? I'm from New York. All right? When you're building your PC. All right? So my brother-in-law started PC, right? About a year ago, about 2 years ago. Now he bought his new desktop, so he gave me his desktop. The only thing is, the desktop he gave me a case, power supply, so he already gave me some stuff to get the ball rolling. The only thing is in North Carolina. So now I'm wondering, North Carolina, because that's where my home is at. So I'm thinking, do I tell him to ship it and I start my PC build, or do I just wait till I get back home, just focus on the PlayStation 5, and then when I get home, start building it. So it's going to be after the next generation starts, so it's going to be next year. This year, the remaining of the year up until the current gen finishes, I'm just going to rock out with my PlayStation 4. I think Xbox One is pretty much, there's no more big game for Xbox One. I think Gears5 is the last big game. I know there's smaller games like Battletoads, whatever. I'm not really interested. I think Ori 2 will come out. But I'll worry about the PC when next gen starts. My first focus will be the PlayStation 5. Then I'll slowly build a decent PC. It's not going to be balls to the walls, whatever. Since this will be my first build. Just keep it, moderate. Learn the kinks, learn the issues. Some people say, screw Ryzen and AMD, go Intel and NVIDIA. Some people say screw them. There's always a lot. So I'm going to just test it out for myself, start out slow, see what I like better, and then just build up from there. All right? So pepperoni, and then when next gen starts. Did you check out Backstage Ray Tracing Tech Demo created by Luminous Productions? No, I did not. If you have a link to that video, just hit me up in the DM, and I'll check it out. And see what's going on. Let's see. Puertorock. There is no way Geoff Keighley would tweet The Last of Us 2 meeting if we weren't getting new trailers info. That would backfire quick, and Sony, Geoff Keighley hyped it, There's got to be something. Something big has got to come out of that. And I would say at the very least, a release date. JD Gamer, if you want great performance while spending a ton of money, get AMD. That's what a lot of people are telling me, that AMD, you get more bang for your buck. They're saying Intel and NVIDIA, you do get the performance. And they say most of the time, NVIDIA always outperforms AMD, but you got to pay for it. So I think I'm going to try AMD just to see with it, because it is the cheaper route. And I'm not trying to go 4K on my PC first build. I'm looking at 1440p, 60 to 90 frames, max settings. And I'm cool with that window, 1440p window. I'm not really concerned with 4K on PC yet. I'll get there. I'll build it up, get there. PS5 and the next Xbox will be AMD based as current gen. It will be a good option to get AMD PSC. I'm thinking about that. But a lot of people say that NVIDIA is just better when it comes to PC. Some people say, no, AMD is good enough. The way I see it is, I'm not going to go balls to the walls from the get-go. I'm going to go moderate. I'm going to do an AMD build, see how that goes. Then maybe if I upgrade, switch it over to Intel NVIDIA, see how that goes. And then once I do that, I decide which platform. You know what I'm saying? There's options. PC does a great job of doing that. P-Rox, we need you and Next Gen 720 to do a podcast together again. It's trying, man. The main thing is, and Next Gen's all about that. It's me, really. And it's not so much me, it's my job. So as you know, I'm in Europe for those of you that don't know, I'm in Europe, which is 6 hours ahead of East Coast time. And then coupled with my job, you know, sometimes I go away, sometimes I work weekends. It's really hard to be consistent, you know. And then there's other things I got to do, you know, in between time that I always got to make time for. I got to make time for my physical fitness. Saturdays and Fridays are usually out of the loop because I travel, you know, with my wife. We like to, you know, we're in Europe. You know, it's an awesome opportunity, you know, to be an American and then have the opportunity to live abroad, you know. And it's a 3-year tour. And while I'm here, I want to take advantage. I don't want to be in Europe for 3 years, and then when I come back, I don't get to see these amazing countries, you know. And that's what I'm make sure. And so between all that, you know, and Germany, for those of you who are on my podcast are from Germany, you know better than anybody else. There's always some type of festival here in Germany. They just love to have festivals out here, and it's great culture. They just love to party. They love to hang out. So great. It's a great atmosphere, you know, and I'm enjoying it. Let's see what else. But I would love to do a consistent podcast, which is the Digital Streets with Zaire. JD, wait till next year to get your GPU, though. The new AMD GPUs will be out with their ray tracing cores, and it will be on par and beyond next-gen consoles. What else we got? PR, are portable chess babies here to stay, or would they fade out? Portable chess babies? Are you talking about Death Stranding or something? Have you and your wife been learning any German language? It's really hard, you know. German language is tough. It's a tough language to learn, you know. And me and my wife, we speak Spanish. When we were in Italy, we were getting the hang of it. French, kind of close, but German's really tough. I'm like, shit, this is a tough language. They've been giving these free courses for German. I haven't had time to take these courses because they usually do it in the middle of the workday. So she's a little bit better at it than I am. But I got the Google Translator. What you got? Any questions? Chess babies are the future. That's got to be a new joke or something that I'm out. Prague and Amsterdam is my favorite cities. So Amsterdam, my wife, early next year, she and the girls, you know, the rest of the girls that she hangs out with, they all planning a girls trip to Amsterdam. You know what they're doing, right? They're going to plan a trip to Amsterdam, whatever. My next major trip I would like to go to is London. Oktoberfest. So the Oktoberfest in Munich, no. But in Stuttgart, they do their own version of Oktoberfest, which is called Volksfest, which is huge out here as well. And that's the one I go to. I'm not sure if I'll do the Oktoberfest in Munich because I heard it's like more touristy than anything else. Because like almost every tourist in the entire world goes to that one. While the one in Stuttgart, the Volksfest, it's just like Oktoberfest. But because it's not as a tourist attraction as the rest, you get more of the classic German culture in that. And I went to Volksfest last year and I had a great time. And Germans could drink their ass off. You see people just laying on the street drunk and it's crazy. They drink. I did not get a chance to go to Gamescom this year. Oh my God, I wasn't able to go because of work. I wasn't able to take off work, you know. So I'm gonna try my best to go next year. So I think next year's my last chance to try to go to Gamescom. I gotta try to go to Gamescom next year. All right? And it's only 2 hours away. That's what sucks. How well does Gears run on the OG Xbox? It runs good. I didn't see no frame rate hits, no chug. It runs really good. It runs really well. I'm enjoying the game. Enjoying the game a lot. Have you driven on the Autobahn? Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. So for people who don't know, so the Autobahn is just really the highway, right? It's just all it is, an expressway. If you drove on I-95, I-5, I-40, any of those I's in America, that's what the Autobahn is, right? The only exception is this. There are certain, once you leave the city limits, right? On the Autobahn in Germany, it becomes unrestricted. So when you see a speed sign, right? The speed sign is usually, it's a circle. You know, in America, it's a square but here, international, it's a circle with the number in kilometers. But when it's black and gray with 3 lines crossed, it's on. That means there's no speed limit, right? The recommended speed limit is 130 kilometers, which is what, like 90 miles an hour? So that's recommended, but it's only recommended. You can drop the hammer and go as fast as you want. And that's not even exaggeration. It's no speed limit, like none. Like, put your pedal down and just let it go. I drive a Nissan Maxima. I have my Maxima out here, and I topped out at 140 miles an hour. And I'm going to tell you, so when I drove 140 miles an hour, right, my hands were sweating like crazy. Like, my hands were sweating bad, right? In the car, it felt like it wasn't even on the ground no more. It was just like it felt like this, like you're hovering, right? And like, I don't know what happened, but like, I didn't hear my wife talking to me no more. Like, all of a sudden, like, it just, like, everything just went like everything was just like blurry. And like, I saw like everything in front of me was like clear as day. It was just everything out here was just like peripheral blur. I no longer was hearing the radio. I don't even know if my wife was talking to me, but like my hand was just on the wheel and everything was just like everything was just like getting closer. At that point, like my heart was just like, I slowed the fuck down. And what's crazy is I'm doing $140 and there was this Lambo behind me, like flashing his lights. And that's when I broke out of it. And then I saw him like, oh shit, I'm doing 140. I had to slow down and I just got out of the lane. And that Lambo just like a bullet. Like I'm doing like I slowed down to like 110, 120, like 110 miles an hour. And that Lambo just booked, like you just like gone. And then it was out of sight within seconds. Cars to the left of me, like, and you see a lot of luxury cars, Mercedes, like that's normal, right? Because like the area I live at is the factories where Mercedes are made. There's like 2 factories, whatever, where they make the Mercedes. So Mercedes and BMWs are very common out here, right? But you see Porsches, you see Ferraris on the Autobahn, right? On the non-restricted. And they're just flying, like gone. Like they're just out. They're pushing $170 easy, without stressing, right? You go so fast, and everybody, like I think the slowest person is maybe doing 100 miles an hour on the right lane. 100 miles an hour on the right lane. They're the slowest. The middle lanes, you're doing $110, $120. Left lane, stay the fuck out of the left lane. If you're not doing at least 150. Like I was doing 140, and the dude was riding my ass. Which, when you think about it, that's dangerous as fuck, right? 140 miles, and the guy is like tailgating me. Yo, I had to slow down, and I got it out of my system now. When I'm on the unrestricted zone, I usually do 90 to 100 because when you think about it, any little thing that goes wrong, you're fucking dead. Like you're not surviving because cars are not made to survive 100+ mile per hour crashes. They're just not. They're not designed for that. They're not designed for a collision at over 100 miles an hour. They're just not. So something goes wrong, your tire pops, you're done. You drive 150, you're pretty much done. It's over. Ama's Dominus. You're not getting the PS5. You're not picking it up. So, yeah, but it's crazy. It was a crazy experience. What we got? Let's see. Let's see any more language. He says, my man Alex, he's asking Xbox fanboys, are you looking for a way out? This dude. Are you going to watch TGS? When is TGS? I got to look at it because I think I'm away. If I could, well, it depends on what time. I may not be able to watch it. I have to look at what time it is based on where I'm at. Antonio Brown going to the Patriots. Fuck my life. Like, granted, I'm a Giants fan, so we have our own problems. Our defense sucks. What else? Ever been to Ireland? No, but that's another plan. I've been to Scotland. I've been to Edinburgh. Edinburgh? Is that how you pronounce it? Edinburgh? I've been there. In Scotland? Yeah, it's in Scotland, right? Edinburgh is in Scotland? Yeah, it's in Scotland. Beautiful city. I enjoyed it. Too bad it was too short. I was only there for like a day or two. But when I was there, I got drunk. You best believe that. Let's see. What else we got here? Which game show should I go to next year? E3, Gamescom, or TGS? Or do they speak English at Gamescom? Which show do you think will be better? Well, I would say, I know you like Xbox. For you, JD, I would say go to E3 and try to hop on the Xbox Fan Fest. Because I heard that's a great time. The Xbox Fan Fest. And then also you have an actual Microsoft E3 press announcement if you could do that one. At Gamescom, it is the biggest trade show. So there might be a lot more stuff. But you saw how Microsoft does their conference. It's not even really a conference. It's more like a little... What's that Xbox thing they do now? I forgot the name. But it's that type of venue, right? So if you get a chance to go to E3, I think it's a double whammy because you'll get the Fan Fest, right? You might be able to meet up with a lot of the Twitter guys you talk to. You know, K-Mega, they go every year. So you hit them up and you tell them, hey, you know, I'm going to go to E3 too. Can I meet up with you guys? They meet up with all the Xbox dudes, you know, and then they go to like little lounges. They have drinks. So I would recommend for you go to E3 because you'll get the Fan Fest. You can meet up with some of the Twitter personalities. They go out drinking, Tin Dog. Just let them know, you know. All you got to do to get an invite from them, just say, I will suck penis for Xbox. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm playing. I'm just fucking around. No, but them guys are good. You know, you get with them, you'll have a good time and stuff like that. Shit. If I go to E3, I'ma hang out with them. I don't give a fuck. I'm a PlayStation dude. But you know what? When it comes to alcohol, we all on the same footing. All right? We all gonna get drunk and we all gonna party. What's that? You know what I'm saying? All right. So I would recommend E3 because I think you'll get experience beyond just the game convention. You'll get the game convention. You get the possible actual conference. Especially if you go next year, the unveiling of Scarlet. Xbox Fan Fest, I think you'd be good. You know what I'm saying? All right, well, let's see what else. Alex, the online was the main problem for years, in which why one of the main reasons AI couldn't make moves. You know, the online I think did a good job. It's the play calling. You know, I know this, not into football, but how many times are they going to make Eli do a quarterback rollout when the man can't run? Like pocket. Stay in the pocket. Stop doing this rollout bullshit. They did it 4 times and it failed 4 times. They just got to fix themselves, all right? You could drive on the Autobahn to Amsterdam. It's a joint drive back to Germany and that joint will still be lit. Lit joint? No, I can't. Well, I can't smoke weed. My wife, you know. But that's what's cool about Germany because, like, you could drive 4 or 5 hours. You could drive 2 hours technically, and you're in a totally different country. Absolutely amazing. It's crazy. It's a great time. What else we got? Let me get a few more before we head out. Yeah, Eli has more legs, man. Just stay in the pocket. All right. Let's see. Do you think Sony will attend the next E3? I think they will. I think so. Maybe. I don't know. I know I said I think they will. I don't know. They really sound convincing about not being at E3. But sometimes I say that's damage control because they really don't have E3 level information to reveal until the PlayStation 5 comes out. And then maybe they'll be back. Who knows? We'll see. I don't know. I would like for them to be back, but who knows? Let's see. Puertorock, there is going to be a 48-minute long demo for Death Stranding TGS. What are your thoughts? I'm not watching that. Listen, the game comes out in November. 48 minutes? Like, god damn, like, Are you like how much? I mean, I know people don't know much about Death Stranding. Nobody really knows what the hell's going on. But that's almost an hour of what gameplay? Like, come on, that's like spoiling the shit out of the game. You know, I kind of like the fact that the game is still mysterious. Because how often do we get to do that? You know, most of the time we'll be like, oh, that's a Call of Duty clone. Oh, that's a Rise clone. Get it? Rise clone. Oh, that's a, Destiny clone. That's a Forza clone. That's a this. You know, we always tag games as clones to something else. Because we pretty much figured out what the game is. No one has yet to name Death Stranding as a clone of another game. Nobody. Everybody's like, what the fuck is going on? You know, and I think that's cool. But 48 minutes? Woo! If they do show 48 minutes, they gotta show combat. They gotta show what the combat's about. Cause that's gonna be, cause they show that it's open world, there's a lot of walking, guys taking a piss. My man has the longest ladder in the entire world. All right, cool. But now we gotta see the enemies, the combat, like, puzzle solving strategy behind the game. They got to show us that, at least that. But 48 minutes? All right. This is a good question. Do you want any changes with next-gen controllers, maybe paddles, as standard for FPS fans? I will be right back. All right. I love that question. All right. And because I love that question, I got my PlayStation controller. Okay. So what I would like to see changes. Number one, to be able to turn this off. It uses unnecessary power. Though right now, the only feature we have is to dim it. We should be able to turn it off. Right? That should be number one. Okay. Number two, I really don't like the trackpad. All right. If anything, I would prefer this to be a screen, an LCD screen, right? I prefer LCD screen, right? And within the LCD screen, have little menu options, right? Just something more versatile. Menu option, just something more than this trackpad, because all you do is just swipe left, swipe right, swipe up. No, give me something to push a button, right? Maybe be able to control my volume. Instead of me pressing the home button, interrupt the screen, I could control the volume, I could control the chat, set up party chat, do things here, right? Read messages here, whatever. But do a little screen, right? As far as gameplay controls, what I would like is like what he said. I would like paddles over here. That's very common now. And the paddles, let it be configurable, right? Because I think it would be great for fighters. Well, it would be great for any game. It would be great for any genre. And it will add an extra layer. Don't change this. I like it. Just leave this alone. Just leave this alone. This is good. Just turn this off, change this to a screen, and add paddles to this, right? And then you can configure it, right? I also would like to be able to configure dead zones, have a software update where you can calibrate it to improve dead zones and stuff like that, to improve the pressure sensitivity of the triggers, calibrate it, you know what I'm saying, so you could get it to where you want. So make it very customizable, and that's all I really want out of it. And a better battery. But I think, you know what? Though I noticed, because this is the newer one, this is a Midnight Blue. This is a newer controller. This lasts longer than my launch controllers, by far. I don't have to recharge this one as often as I did with my launch controller and the first controller I bought with it. So maybe they improved the battery. Has anybody noticed that? But to me, yeah, paddles, turn this off, and the screen, you know, and I think would be good. And that's all you really got to do. You ain't got to do a complete revamp. Small improvements. 2 questions. What's your score so far for Gears, and which looks better, Gears 5 or God of War. All right, so for score, I don't have one because I haven't beat the game, so I do not give a score out. I haven't finished the game, and then after I finish the campaign, I want to try the other modes, you know. So that's why my reviews, if you notice, and I'll do a review on this one, but if you notice, my reviews come out like weeks, maybe even months after the game. Like, because I can't put in 10, 12 hours a day to try to beat the game for a review. And I'm not trying to play a game for a review. I don't do that. So if you notice, I don't do a lot of reviews because really, I'm not really about reviews, right? But if I'm playing the game anyway, and people really want me to review a game that I'm already playing, like one, I'm never going to review a game that I have no intention of playing, even if some company tells me, hey, Puertorock, we'll give you a free copy of this game. We just need you to review it. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good, you know? So I'm never going to review a game just for the sake of reviewing it. If I'm already playing a game and I want to play it, and I'm playing it, and it just so happens to be a game people wondering if I could give a review on, I will review it, okay? But there's a condition to that. It's going to come out when I'm done with it, which could be, hell, you probably won't even give a shit about the review at that point. I'm not the type to review a game within the first 2 days so you can decide to purchase. That's just not me. I play the game, I want to enjoy it, I'm going to do what I can with it, and then I'll give my review, right? So for Gears 5, I don't have a score at all. I'm really loving the game, but I'm going to beat the campaign. Then I'm going to try out some of the multiplayer modes and co-op modes and stuff like that. And then once I'm comfortable where I got enough of the content out of it, then I'll do a video review and then I'll give my score, right? The second part, which do I think... Wait, you said which do I think looks better? Damn, skip that. Okay, which game looks better? Gears 5 or God of War? Okay, so far, based on, now keep in mind, God of War, I played it on the vanilla PS4, and Gears 5, I'm playing it on the vanilla Xbox One. Based on these two things that I am playing, God of War looks better. It's not even by a little bit. It does look better, right? Not saying that Gears of War looks bad, because I think Gears of War looks great, but God of War looks better. Now, why I say it looks better? I would imagine Gears 5 on the X or PC, max out setting is crazy, but on the Xbox One X, I would say this. I would say the reason why I would give the nod to God of War between the two is God of War is more varied in environments. It's more colorful, has a lot more varied environments, and it's more open than Gears. Now, Gears is 60 frames. God of War is 30. So Gears could potentially have looked better if they spruced up the graphics, but at the cost of going down to 30 frames. So I will give it the nod there. That frames is more important than graphics. But it is what it is, But God of War is more open than Gears of War. Has more artistic design, and I think that's the thing, Not that I'm saying Gears should have more artistic design, because this is a game based on war on a planet that's been ripped apart to shreds, While God of War had inspiration from, Norse mythology and all these beautiful creatures and designs and armor. And that in the artistic side of a game also helps out with the graphic, But overall, the Xbox One, and I have an OG Xbox One, right? Supposedly the piece of shit console, 7020p box. The game looks great. You know what I'm saying? The game looks great. So I could imagine, I can only imagine. And the reason why I say PC, because I think they said that Xbox One X is like on medium to high settings. So if somebody has a powerful PC enough and they're maxing this sucker out with all the bells and whistles, and my God, I can only imagine. 48 minutes of gameplay ain't gonna spoil anything. That's actually could be. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. What else? Any question? Last question. P about to take a piss. Now I had to get the controller. My man said I had to take a piss. But I think, let's see, one last. My man Vedja, thank you for the super chat. Sony has a well-oiled playground carousel that has a lot of speed of excitement, while Microsoft carousel is dry of oil and Game Pass is a trampoline that got to still be entertaining. Great chill. Yo, Veg is crazy. He always comes out with those. Thank you for the super chat, Veg. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for rocking out the show. We'll see with the review. But one last question. Is there anything left before the next gen starts? Before Scarlet PS5, is there anything left in terms of big games for Xbox? Because I don't think there is. I know they have Battletoads, which is, a little arcade game. Ori in the Blind Forest 2 or Ori 2. But there's no big AAA title from now and before the next gen starts. I think Gears is it, right? Well, Halo is at the launch of Halo for Scarlet. So I say Halo's for next gen. But I'm taking before Scarlet. That's it. So the big so what for Xbox from now until Scarlet is Scarlet. Like, they don't have another big game. Like, there's no other big game. You'll have your little games. Again, Ori, Battletoads. That's pretty much it, right? That's it. It's the grand finale. It's grand opening, grand closing. Well, anyway, I think that's it. Thank you so much for rocking out for the live stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the topics. Let me know what you think. Hit up the comment section. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification buttons. If you are subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the notification button, because I know some people say, oh, they don't get the notification. If you did hit the notification, then redo it, just to make sure you're back in sync with the channel, and we'll continue the conversation again on Twitter. But alas, this is your boy Puertorock77. I'm gonna try to squeeze in a couple of more chapters in Gears. It's 11 p.m. where I'm at right now, so I'm gonna rock out for about another hour before I go to bed. But with that, thank you so much for rocking out with me. Thanks to the super chat for those of you who supported it. I truly appreciate it. And those of you who asked for the questions, thank you so much for the questions. Until next time, this is your boy Puertorock77, your only friend in these YouTube streets. And I'm out. I'm about to rock on my Xbox and play some Gears. Peace. And if anybody's wondering, my GT and my PSN is the same name. Puertorock77. It is the same name. All right? So hit me up with a friend request. Peace.